Hello everybody, good afternoon, welcome to Orbis Overdrive. It's your guy Gimmick, and well, how is everybody doing today? I see a lot of people in the chat here. Hello Anua, hello Curry Delight, and on YouTube end, hello Rin, Robert, Toasted Fate, Daniel, Zero. Welcome on in, it's great to see all of you guys today. And for those who aren't aware of what Orbis Overdrive is, this is our bi-weekly video or live stream where we go over the latest updates with me and another guest, and I hope that everyone else is doing well here. Let's see here. Canental, I don't believe you are. Thirst Lilton, hello, hello, hello. And wow, there was quite a bit that went on yesterday. I know a lot of it's more teases and announcements, but we do have a lot to cover today, but I do hope everyone is doing well today. Rin saying, please give me ML5. Me too, me too. Hey, there's a lot of opportunities to get ML5s, especially through Galaxy bookmarks. We'll talk a little bit about maybe how some other ways you can get some gold transmit. But for now, let us go into the imprint and talk about what happened this week. So, okay, I know that this is already starting off with something that is not necessarily immediately available right now, but you guys have already seen them on our official YouTube channel, so we will be talking about them today, starting off with none other than Empyrean Ilyanov, ML Ilyanov. Some people might have already seen her through the Days of Piercing Cold side story for the ML Theater. Huge character for all the waifu enthusiasts, as we might have seen as well in her kit. There's a lot to discuss, so we'll be getting to that in just a moment. But let's go into the next one right now. There was another hero that was also announced, Festive Ida. For all of you Ida fans, Festive Ida is our newest hero here, as well as an artifact. We will be talking about them in her kit. Fire Mage. I know she is a Fire Mage and is a summer unit. She's already ice in her base form, so it just kind of makes sense that she is fire here. We'll talk about it, obviously, but hopefully you guys like her design. Seeing her preview was a lot of fun. The animations are great. Sure, a lot of you guys are enjoying that too, but let's get into the next one right away. We have, yes, welcome to Oasis Land. So, as you guys know, this is where you'll be able to meet Festive Ida in the side story, along with a special character that we don't really know anything about just now. Very exciting. There was a little bit of a trailer in the 1-minute summary, as well as the trailer posted last night. Rhythm game. Any rhythm game enthusiasts? I know I am. Maybe we'll be able to play some on our next Orbis Overdrive. It'll be pretty fun. But it's always cool to see kind of the next little mini game. I know there's a lot of mini games for side stories that people want to talk about. We will be talking about that as well. But for now, let's get into the next one here, which is the new exclusive equipments for Lethe and Bloodblade Karen. We will be talking about more of the details as well, again, once we talk with our guest today. But these are available to purchase now with your currency that you can gain from Holo Trials. If you haven't done Holo Trials just yet, this is the basic difficulty, not the challenge mode. This is where you purchase the ones for ML4s and for Covenant 4 through 5 stars. So be sure to pick them up if you have them. I know I will be. And lastly, we'll get into this next one here. Let's start with the first part here, which is the biggest news, I would say, is that Rates of Growth has been adjusted so that all slots, and yes, I did say all slots, will be able to be upgraded to plus 15, not plus 12 anymore. And yes, that second part, there is a second purchasable slot for 1,500 Sky Stones to gain access for 30 days. This extra hero slot will also not be affected by cooldown, so you can just switch it as you need. I know there's a lot to talk about there, so we will be getting into that. But before we do that, as you guys know, with every Orbis Overdrive, we'd like to bring on a guest. So, without further ado, why don't we bring in the one, the only, Chu. Welcome in, Chu. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you'd like to take a moment to introduce yourself, feel free to do so now.
Hello, my name is Chi, and thanks so much for having me, especially at such an exciting update with a lot of exciting characters coming out.
Yes.
My name is Chi, known as Senpai on Twitch, but yes. Very excited.
And yes, you did hear that right. Senpai, S-E-N-P-A-I, the whole name. It's crazy, but it is the actual name, perfect spelling, no underscores, no nothing, just Senpai. We will be shouting that out as well. But yes, feel free. So how long have you been playing Epic 7 for, as both a creator and just as a fan?
I've been playing Epic 7 since, I think, the initial release. I did take a little bit of a break afterwards, yeah,
Okay.
but I've been playing since its release. I've been through all the metas and everything like that. I did unfortunately quit a little bit before, if you remember when we had the ML refunds. especially back then because I would spend about 90% of my income buying ML packs. So I was very heartbroken that I missed that
see.
completely
Well,
because that would have been a lot of summons.
It does happen, but we do have a lot of a lot of mystics out nowadays. So at
Yeah,
least there's that.
it's easy. Yeah.
And then I guess as the usual question to ask, if you have a favorite hero, who is that?
My two favorite heroes, actually, I gave them more thought. It's actually BBK and Ada.
Really? So Bloodblade Karin and Ada. What a perfect match today. Like we have the new exclusive equipment and we have Festive Ida. Care to explain a little bit more on your taste for that?
Ada because obviously I love Cleave. Cleave I think is the best playstyle ever, and Ada just makes it. She's a very simple unit. I feel like there's a lot of complicated units these days, but Ada's very, very easy. You just do a non-attack. She does a double AOE. She has that great kit, and also she has her Solitaria counterpart, her magical girl counterpart, and now she gets a beach kind of like counterpart. So amazing. Yeah.
Very festive sound. Some people are saying Cleave. Oh goodness,
Cleave.
what have we done? What are we doing here?
Cleave is the best.
Cleave is scary. Cleave is very, very scary.
It is scary until next week. Yes.
Fair enough. And we will be talking about maybe the reasons why, but and then for Bloodblade Karin, why Bloodblade Karin?
Bloodblade Karin, she's one of those 4-star units who's been consistent throughout the whole time that she's been here. She has that kit. I know a lot of people use BBK for anti-cleave back in the day.
Yes.
So you have like an F-res BBK, you pull her out when you see her ran, but no, I'm the one picking her, so you don't get your BBK. And then I used her to get pretty high in the ranks, so I owe BBK my life, yes.
I like it how, BBK is now like, she's always been like kind of an anti-cleave character, but she's also like a panic character. Like, oh no, what's going on here? What do I do?
Yeah.
Quickly, I'm going to, in my cleave team, I'm just going to round it off with BBK and Kairon, and we're gonna run with it. And I think that some of the new exclusive equipments also, it does make her now a little bit more stronger of a turn 2 component as well. We will talk about that. But let's go into, I guess, the first thing here, which is the upcoming summer side story, which is Welcome to Oasis Land, which is featuring Festive Ida and then this mysterious person who also just seems to be showing up in the trailer. How are you feeling about just the summer side stories in general? Because we've had quite a lot of them. There's been a lot of, different approaches to them, different feedback. How do you feel about them?
So as someone who's been a day one advocate of summer beach skins, I am very much excited for this, and very excited for that mystery character as well, that pink hair character. I love pink hair. I'm very curious to see who that is and when I can start pulling her.
Who knows? We'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see. I don't even know if she can be pulled.
Game as well.
Could be just some mysterious guest. We'll have to see. But,
no.
But we did see in the trailer whole beach park, this whole fun beach park. It's very exciting to see what comes out of that, and also a little appearance of a rhythm game in the 1-minute summary. Are you a rhythm game player?
I am actually a self-proclaimed rhythm game player, but I have very low scores, but it's very fun.
You know what? If you have fun, that's what matters the most. So
Exactly.
It does seem that this will be a part of the newest thing. I'm very curious to see personally how the music choice, first of all, but second of all, there are players who are playing on clients like the Google Play Store client, and I'm very interested in seeing what they might have thought of to allow people on those clients to also play it, but we'll have to see when it comes out. It does start in a week, so be sure to stay excited for that. And yeah, we usually do introduce some sort of mini game or some sort of extra mode, I guess, with every side story. There was this year now with the rhythm game, it seems to be. Last year it was the farming event with Lethe and Lilica. The previous year was the volleyball tournament. There's a lot of stuff that's been out there, right? And I know that people probably can bring this up too. Other side stories that people really love. Brawl mode is another big one that people like to talk about. Are there any sort of mini games that you would want to see either returning from Epic 7 or maybe implemented into future side stories, or?
My memory is very dim, but does anyone remember that it's like an AI background where you get characters and then you level them up, and then you're on this little hive pattern playing field?
Yeah, that was what Brawl mode was. That was part of Night of the
Mode.
Last Succession. That was Midnight Gala Lilius' side story, yes, and Auto Battler.
It was. Yeah, that was high quality. That at first I thought, oh my goodness, this is gonna take too long. I don't like this. By the end of the week, I was just playing that. Stopping E7, I'm just playing the Brawl mode.
I am a Brawl mode main now. I might have been guilty of that myself. Some of the CMs, you're like, Gimmick, what are you doing? I'm optimizing. please let me optimize. I love auto battlers; they're very fun. Chat, if you guys like the auto battler and you want to see it come back, feel free to put that in chat. Maybe put a 1 in there. I always like to see the number of feedback for that. But yeah, are there any maybe other mini games you might want to see implemented or added? Some things that you like, I guess, that you would see in a mini game, or?
I'm really excited for the music game. Honestly, I think that's going to be the best because I play with the music. Unfortunately, I play a lot at work, so I don't get to listen to the music. So when I get to do like the music game, I'm hoping to hear a lot more E7 music. Hopefully, I think the volleyball, my timing, my gacha reflexes were very off, so I'm hoping it's going to be easier than that.
We'll see. Yeah, maybe your reflexes need to be tuned a little bit, but I remember having a lot of fun with the challenge mode on that as well. And yeah, we'll just have to see what comes out of the main story as well. I'm very excited. There was actually a lot of different other character cameos actually in the trailer as well. I saw Shu, Huayang, I believe as well. Just a whole mix, it seems, around the Natalon and the episode 3. So it's gonna be really interesting to see what comes out of that. But for the interest of time, the next thing we have here are the new exclusive equipments. Allow me to put this beautiful card down and pick up this beautiful book here and talk about those exclusive equipments. So, yes, as we know, we had Lethe and we had Bloodblade Karn receiving EEs. I'll go through each of them first, and then we can talk a little bit about them. Lethe received an HP scaling. Let's make sure I have my pen. Thank you, pen. We had an XP scaling exclusive equipment, which the number 1 increases her S2 damage by 10%. Number 2 increases the healing that she gets from S2 by 20%. And then number 3 being uncounterable S3. So in a vacuum, at least from my personal perspective as someone who has run with Lethe before, I was always having trouble in Guild War when it was like fighting against a Landy or a Abyssal Euphine, and having to deal with getting counterattacked could take out a staple unit or even knock out Lethe sometimes, and it was very, very dangerous. So how do you feel about these choices, though, for Lethe? Have you played with Lethe before? I know that she's more aggro-oriented more than she is cleave, but she can also go more like standard aggro. So what are your thoughts on that? And chat, feel free to also put in your thoughts as well. I'll be writing them down.
Lethe, I remember seeing Lethe a lot. I myself didn't use her too much. I did 6-star her. I did fully molar her and everything. But I did notice that I was getting countered too much. I just didn't have enough, like, as a cleave player, I didn't have enough like backup for like defense or like say like a Rwana to like save her or something like that. So I did stop using her because of like the consistent counters. So I'm especially eyeing that S3, the third EE, because that's going to be a bit of a game changer for Lethe.
Some people are saying that maybe the 10% one might be good because some Abyssal Euphines have 20,000 plus HP. I have seen that. There was a player at E7WC with like I think it was like 22,000 HP Abyssal Euphine. If you have a really, really good Lethe, you can break through that. But for some people, they might not be able to. So maybe that's better for them too. Some people are saying
I
here.
see. Yeah, an opener comment. I'm actually curious about that. I've seen Lethe as an opener, but I've never actually seen how that works. But that's really interesting.
Very, very fast Lethe, or maybe it's like 2 standard players, right? And you have like 1 aggro start, which would be on Lethe, right? Because she can increase speed for herself. So maybe that is very interesting. So having the anti-counter, it does seem that the anti-counter and the extra damage are like 2 good choices here. Maybe the extra damage is better for slower players, and then the counter is just good for all around. Very interesting, chat. Thank you for. And someone just saying mind kills. Okay. Sure. Then you're going with number 3, I suppose. Especially with that extra HP boost, you'll be fine, right? And then let's get into the one that you might be more excited about, which is Bloodblade Karn. Hers is a crit chance-based exclusive equipment, and number 1 being on lethal damage, she'll grant herself immortality for 1 turn. So it's kind of like how Kayron or how Janua and all the other vampires, or a lot of the vampires, give themselves that 1 HP like survival, right, after taking a fatal blow. Number 2 is she gives herself a Gab on S3, so don't even need to like worry about Alexa's Basket or anything like that. And then number 3 is S3 damage plus 10. So if you want to gamble with a Gab with Alexa's Basket, you could also do that as well. But a lot of people, I think, are talking about the first one, which I think you might agree with as well.
Is the first one the immortality one?
Yes, that is.
Right. As as a BBK user in Cleave,
Yes.
I would be going for the attack one. I was very excited about that one.
Ooh.
But more than that, I think the biggest one would indeed be that immortality one, which I think should be like very good for that Efres kind of build where she gets, because what she gets now, immortality, not immortality, but that invincibility in that first time, and then the before she dies as well. So you have to go through 2 checks. That's going to be an insane Cleave stopper, which I'm not excited about. So maybe I need to start using her myself before they use her, like first pick her before they first last pick her against me.
That's right, that's right. And so we were saying that maybe the gab is also applied after the attack, which also might factor into some things. As I believe that is correct, yes, that she will apply the attack buff to her afterwards. But still, gab is very dangerous, right? Like if you can take out a squishy, you now have that gab to just like destroy someone. After the extra turn that she gets for taking out a unit. But I think that number one, especially for people who do run FRES builds, right, huge, right? Because especially if there's a Ran with Soulburn or a Dispel with Soulburn, she still has that additional chance, right? Which is, okay, you might have taken off my initial immortality, but you didn't kill me. So now I have another chance to get that second immortality. But who knows? Maybe Veronica will make a stand for that too. We'll have to see. But very interesting stuff, for sure, for sure. And yeah, people saying cleave stoppers always turn into cleave enablers. Well, I feel like, in my opinion, with this first one, it definitely gives a little bit more hands to turn 2, at least to me. But because if you're a cleaver, right, you're gonna be having her maybe anchored, right? And sure, she might be able to get that immortality afterwards, but I feel like you're gonna be gunning your S3 as soon as possible, no matter what. So that second immortality is not really gonna be doing as much as it would for like a turn 2 player, my opinion. But.
With how Ilinav's coming out, I wonder if she'll be like a more staple. If people, because she has extra crit rate, maybe people start building her a little bit tankier, have her with like, I don't know, the stealth artifact, if anything, and then have that double immortality. So they can have her as like a kind of slow-ish, maybe 180, 200, not so, 180-ish BBK that just survives. But she's like paired with like Ilinav, I think. Would that happen? I'd be very scared.
Hey, we'll have to see. I mean, the AEs did release today, so there's a lot of testing that can go in right now, but definitely something to check out for sure. And yes, and people are talking as well, and you were talking about some of the new heroes that are being released. Let's talk about them too. Let's start off with Festive Ida. I'm going to quickly just go over her kit. We can talk about it. The first thing for Festive Ida, skill 3 is AoE, gives unbuffable and silence. This is an attack. It is not affected by cooldown increases or decreases, so could be helpful for helping her get her turn ready and ready to go. She is in constant stealth with her skill 2, and if she is not stealth at the start of her turn, she'll dispel all debuffs and give herself the shyness buff, which is after she attacks, she'll be using expected outcome, which is the big skill 3, right? Not just the one where she drops all the bubbles. The expected outcome does 2 dispels, 2 buffs, decreases CR by 50%, and then an 85% chance for defense break. So big crippling chance, basically, with a lot of survival utility, especially with that stealth, similar to Solitaria, right? And then finally, skill 1, single target with decreased hit chance, just a great way of just poking out opponents who might want to deal some big damage. So what do you think about Passive Ida here?
This unit I haven't quite placed my finger on. I'm 100% pulling her, no questions asked.
Okay.
How I would be able to use her though is a little bit of a question, because will she be able to replace, say, a more like aggressive option such as Ran? Will she, from what I've read and understand, she's not a turn 1 unit. She steals the turn 2 after the opponent goes,
right,
after they hit her out of stealth and she gets that shyness. So I feel like it could potentially be like a cripple against, say, if Nakbal was to take the turn from you, maybe she'd stop Nakbal from pressing that S3,
right.
Because that S2 was pretty big. So maybe it's like a I don't know, a skill stopper for the opponent, but I don't quite feel if I know if she's going to be consistent as a cleave option, but definitely a good backup to have, because she doesn't need like any unit that doesn't need, for me, like 300 plus speed. She can just sit there, like 270 speed, maybe, something like that.
She does have 120 base, so pretty fast.
Very fast, yeah, very fast. So very, very fast base speed. Doesn't need like insane gear is what I'm thinking right now. I think she's going to be definitely sitting in my box, waiting for her turn, yeah.
and some people are saying here, she rewards playing through debuffs with more debuffs. So basically fighting fire with fire. Seems, to be more oriented on the cleave control kind of format. And I think some people also were talking about, she is also technically, if you want to be like a niche cleaver, she is technically an enabler as well for Green Yuffie, because she gives that giant silence on an attack. So she'll be able to push up. Similar to how Zio also is like a similar synergy, she could also be that kind of good follow-up too.
Well, this changes things. Wait a minute, I didn't think about that. Oh my god, I need like 5 copies of her.
Yeah. That's right, you said you had a lot of copies of Eda, didn't you?
I do. I'm ready. And I do also have Euphine. Euphine's just been sitting there because Zio's been a little bit harder to pick for me lately with Politis running amok. So hopefully my geared Euphine can make a comeback.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, that sounds like a great idea. But yeah, some people were talking about that. And also because she has a defense break too. So she can kind of be like she could be a win from behind cleave with Euphine. That could be pretty interesting. Very, very interesting. But it seems that there's a lot of excitement for that. Chat seems to be talking a lot about that too. And yeah, I probably will be pulling her myself. And again, her artifact as well, just to also cover that, she increases her effectiveness and then, or the target's effectiveness, I will say, the user's. If a enemy is debuffed on the user's turn when attacking them, it increases their CR by up to 12%. So basically just a way to keep cycling, which is pretty interesting too.
Out of curiosity, for the Ada, I'm pretty sure that it hits, but that shyness, it's a contact skill, right? It's not a non-contact skill.
Shyness?
Obviously.
Or you mean her follow-up, right? Expected outcome?
Her follow-up, yeah.
It wasn't an attack, yes. It was contact.
It was contact. Oh, okay, damn. Yes.
And I think there might be some good ways to counter too. I mean, obviously, anyone who is a solid like anti-debuffer, I could see heroes like Infinite Horizon Arcades, Edward Elric, any evasion, being good factored into. I could also, just like with Solitaria, see her being an absolute menace with someone like Deathly Lorraine. But we'll have to wait and see how that comes out when she does release soon. And then we have our second hero, which is Empyrean Ilyanov, who was announced yesterday with a trailer. So her big thing is that she is super slow, super tanky, more for turn 2 players. I know you might want to cover your ears for this because this is tank down players, but her skill 2 increases penetration resistance by 30%. So that's stuff like, oh, there she goes. Okay, we'll keep talking here. Penetration resistance by 30%. If an ally suffers an attack that does include her, she'll increase her own CR by 10%. So she'll just be moving. If someone hits her with an AoE, she's going up 40%, which is kind of crazy. Her skill 3 does an AoE with injury, 2 debuffs cleanse, and the Indomitable buff, which is increasing your defense and your effect resistance by a little bit. It also deals injury, big damage, and then her skill 1 is a single target with lifesteal, so she can survive a little bit and some injury. Her skill Soulburn does a little bit more damage, and also does additional damage based off of 50% of the user's currently applied injury. So kind of like an injury pop, similar to Urban Shadow Shoot. So a lot going on here. There's a lot of damage. So our S3 is single target. I'll need to double check on that, thank you. But it is a damaging move with injury, 2 DPS cleanse, and indomitable. A lot of damage, a lot of injury. Thank you for correcting me. There's a lot of words that I gotta write down here, so I apologize for everything. But the biggest thing I think a lot of people talk about is her skill 2, which is that huge reduction of damage of penetration damage, right? So heroes who have penetration set, like any 2-piece pen set, right? Or heroes like Laia, heroes like Blood Moon Haste, heroes like Janua, right? Who deal some pretty crazy damage. Now getting reduced by a good amount, and it also helps her support with like a built-in Hilog Lance. So I know again you are a cleave player, but from another perspective, I would say, what do you think?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think she's all that good. I don't think anyone needs to use her. You summon her, sure. Don't use her. I don't think she's that good. Please don't use her. I don't know how to beat her.
We'll have to see. I mean, there's definitely going to be a lot of speculation, discussion. Yes, so skill 3 does show a single target. My mistake, I did write that down incorrectly. Thank you guys for the correction. Single target, single target. Sorry about that. But yeah, I think that there's a lot going on for a kit here. And people definitely are going to be talking about how is the best way to counter her. There is still the seal mechanic, of course, for a lot of aggressive players. There is also maybe ways of reducing her ability to move, restrict, stun, etc. Might also help her help a lot. She will still be able to reduce the damage taken if she's stunned or slept or restricted, but at least she won't be making crazy moves and dealing crazy injuries. And she's also probably pretty susceptible, at least in my opinion, to injuries as well. So a lot of discussion. I guess from your perspective, right? I guess that it is the time to start thinking about what are maybe the best ways to deal with her in a match, right? If she is brought into a match. So, chat, if you guys have any thoughts, Chu, if you have any thoughts, feel free to let me know. I'm more than welcome to write these down here. Or maybe what might be coming out of it for a new meta.
Personally, for TLDR, short discussion, she's going to be pre-banned. For me,
I see.
She's never seen the light of day. But say that she does see the light of day. I feel like I'm really actually. I'm not happy with her kit, like not like as a cleaver, obviously.
Right.
But I'm actually really happy that she doesn't counter Luna, because I spent quite a bit to get Luna in, say, like recent units, and I feel like if there was a unit that was released that was an ML that then immediately counters Luna, I would have been very sad. Like, say,
Right.
for example, she just cleansed everything immediately, passive doesn't work on her. I would have been very sad that Luna was unusable, but
Right.
Luna still remains quite a good choice against her. So I see the light. I see the light. I see little possibilities of her being not completely dominating. With that said, though, her S2, her 40% push is quite insane.
Gotcha.
I'm just gonna hope that people really have her slow. So maybe like 0 speed. Yeah, like don't give her any speed at all, and her
Right.
40% push wouldn't reach the top. But I do think like in high ranked, it would be she would take that turn. She'll cut you. She'll put that S3 up. So hopefully, I don't see how I can go without pre-banning her. But you know what? I hear a lot that Cleve has become very dominant in RTA. I'm wondering if this is like a good thing for most of the people out there, because Cleve is a small majority.
Right.
Is this unit like good for all the standard people? Are they excited?
We'll have to see, for sure. But there's definitely a lot to think about, and obviously when she's directly released, we'll have a lot more discussion about that when it comes through, right? That's usually the case. This is a lot of speculation, but it does sound like a lot of people are very worried about that 30% penetration resistance. I think a lot of people are talking about that mainly because, yes, it may have a big benefit for those dealing against heroes that have those huge damaged outputs, but also I think it's similar to how we were talking about Bloodblade Karn earlier, where it's like, yes, technically the counter can just go onto the team that's also dealing with it, right? So it's just some other ways to think about it as well. Like if you have a very tanky Ilyanov, right, that goes in with your Navy Captain Landy, with your Blood Moon Haste, right, that's gonna be very tough to deal with, right? So we'll have to see when the time comes, but it is certainly something that I understand people are talking about as well. So totally understand. See if there's anything else to review regarding the kits. Again, any other additional feedback, feel free to let me know. I'm always writing it down here, but there's going to be a lot of interesting stuff. Like, I think that's interesting that a lot of people a lot of characters who don't actually have, who don't utilize penetration, right? Like maybe AoE heroes. I know that Tristan Wolf's talking about Arbiter Vildred maybe, who deals some really good damage without the need for pen set, right? Or something like that. But we'll have to see.
Yeah, it's a bit kind of scary to think about how a lot of the units that people have been relying on. I, for one, heavily rely on BMH, and I have really good gear on him. So to think that he might be, useless now is a little bit sad. I mean, Janua also being a very stable pick into a lot of the meta these days is also going to be quite unusable. So I personally really would like it to be, if possible, with enough like community feedback, I don't know, something a little bit less, to make it a little bit more. Yeah.
I will note that down then, yeah. And I think it does sound like chat would pretty much agree with that. Maybe a slight tuning down of some of the stats or something like that, but
Yeah.
I'll have to see, right?
Yeah. Whether
I
it
will be
be,
putting it
I'm
down.
not sure, her push, like make her push a little. I think no one wants that except me, but make her push like a little bit less, like five per attack
5
on
per
the
ally?
allies. Yeah, or that death pen resistance, just make it a little bit lower, or something of that sort. Just because it completely negates a lot of their damage. So
Certainly. No, I think it's totally reasonable to say. Maybe, well, if we wanted to give like a perspective of like another like Hilog Lance-esque unit, right? We have Farewell and we have Angel of Light, right? Angel of Light pushes up 8%, but does not include herself too. So there's a lot going on here. That's for sure. But yeah, thank you for your thoughts here. Let's see what else we have on our docket for today. That's right. So this week we have E7WC 2024's main matches coming up. And chat, are you guys excited too? Are you excited too? Have you been watching all the matches in excitement? Because I certainly have.
It's very exciting. I haven't been able to catch everything, but I've been keeping up with like who's like kind of dropped out and who's made it in. And wow, really surprising results.
Yeah, crazy stuff going on here. And we have 8 players that are going to be starting off on the main matches starting tomorrow. And I was trying to think, do you maybe know who, or do you have like any predictions on who's going to be making it further in the event itself?
The only thing that I have learned from the World Cup is that I cannot have predictions because, God, it just turns upside down, left side, right side. One minute this person's in the lead, and then the 8th person is now in the lead. So I'm open to all like predictions. I'm open to all like kind of outcomes. But I think this is really going to be a tight
Awesome,
match.
awesome. I know you said it's hard to make predictions, but do you mind if we might put you on the spot a little bit for a couple predictions, maybe?
Yeah.
Awesome,
let's do
awesome.
it.
So for this Sanctuary segment, I decided to throw together a little bit of something. So why don't we go into that segment now and talk about it? Chat, welcome to our very professional looking 2024 E7WC top 8 predictions. And before we get started here, I want to say we are not going through the whole bracket. This isn't March Madness. We're not going to see how far down the line everything goes. But we have all of our 8 players here, and we are going to be going with the first couple of matches that'll be happening on the main matches day 1 and 2, which are these 8 players. Be going down the line: Oskizu, Hazama Ray, Gomiami, Mr. Pong, Nezuko, Rikazo, Dxander, and Nekoboro. So what we'll do here is I will be putting in just choose predictions here, and then chat, if we have a little bit extra time, we can also put in what you guys think will be coming out of this bracket here. Just to talk about the bracket itself, it is double elimination now, so if the loser of any of these matches does get knocked out in these first couple of matches, it will be sending them to the losers bracket. They can still get redeemed, but we're not going to go into that because there's just so much for that. So we're going to just go with these first here, starting off with Oskizu from the Europe region and Hazama Ray from Asia. How are we feeling about these two?
I personally don't quite know much about Hazamare, but Oshkizu I've heard a lot about. A very well-known like Lyre player, and very like a standard sort of play, which I thought would be very strong in this meta. Like especially Lyre was very dominant, so
Yes.
I thought Oshkizu has like a lot of potential. But Hazamare, I'm not sure too much about this person.
I think that, I saw a lot of their matches here. Asia was kind of pretty, it was kind of like a lot going on. There was definitely a lot of different drafts going left and right. Japan, I think, had like the most, but Asia did have a little bit more aggression. And, speaking of Asia, obviously, there were a lot of people, in the Asia side server who a lot of people were rooting for. Notably, Omega, obviously, who didn't make it further. So it's always interesting to see, especially down this entire list, right, it's great to see, familiar and some unfamiliar as well. Valky saying here that Hazama might have been a 2-time Hall of Famer. So saying one of the fastest players too. So maybe a little cleave bias there, but
If you
were to
my
put them down,
predictions.
right? If you were to just say between these two, who would you pick?
After considerable thought, absolutely Hazamare.
Okay, so cleave. we go cleave.
Just Cleve, yeah.
All right,
Honestly,
we're moving Hazama
never
Ray
know.
on.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know what? From what I've seen, I feel like the cleavers, the fast players, they tend to see a lot of RNG in the matches.
Yes.
So it's a good 50-50.
So funny you say that, because during the JP matches, there was going to be, in my opinion, one of the best matches I would have ever seen, but lost, unfortunately, due to speed RNG. It was Sanada-kun in the Japanese match drafted Laya and drafted Dark Corvus. Third pick, Band Protection, Green Iceria.
Oh.
And the match didn't work out because Laya outsped. So it was gonna be great. I was so excited. Happens sometimes, but you know what? That's what I love about E7WC. You get to see a lot of people who are the standard, the tried and true, and then you get to see people like, I would like to throw everything at the wall, please. So that's how I feel about that. But let's move on into the next one here. We have Gomiami, or as some people might know, KJ, and Mr. Pong. So these are the two Korea players, unfortunately drafted against each other for the first match. Again, isn't going to be sending them home immediately with an upset for a what do you call a team kill, but it is a little unfortunate that this is the way that it was drawn. How are we feeling about these two players?
Isn't Go Meowme the person that keeps picking random things in the drafts and somehow making it work?
I don't think that's the same person. I know that Gomiami had a great match though with Ice Shoe and Urban Shadow Shoe in the same match, and both of them were just rats everywhere. There was rats running everywhere. It was so funny. She was. There was a dual attack with Shu. There was plenty of skill 2 whooshes everywhere, but someone saying that yes, we call him Korean Jesus because he keeps inventing random tech. Miracle worker.
The inventor, miracle worker. Ooh. Yeah, that's. I feel like KJ has statistically in the past he's been such a strong person in Hall of Fame, but if he played with the highest win rate material, I feel like he'd be right up there. But no, he needs to pull that Ice Shoe out. He needs to pull that 2-star Wolf out.
He needs to be a showstopper.
He needs to be a showstopper. We need that. We that.
We love
matches,
showstoppers. So.
Yeah. I feel like because they're both from the Korean server, wouldn't they be quite familiar with how each other play? So I feel like I'm gonna bet on KJ here because Mr. Pong is a Laya player as well, right? He's pretty standard.
I feel like a lot of people are pulling out Laya for sure.
Yeah, Laya's strong, but KJ's gonna pull out like what? What's a random unit? He's gonna pull out like a red haste or something, and he's gonna cleave to the he's gonna win to the top with a red haste. So I feel like Mr. Pong, he won't be able to stop it coming. He if it's the inventor, it's got to win against a standard player.
Absolutely. And again, this isn't to say that we think that one player is way better than the other, right? We're just giving our predictions here, obviously. So why don't we move on to the next one? Nezuko from the Asia region and Rikazo from the global server. I believe Nezuko was discussing how he is a free-to-play player, which is a very interesting thing to hear in the E7WC region. But how are we feeling about these two picks here?
I think this one is, for me, it's going to be one of the most exciting ones. So Nezuko, I'm definitely cheering on for because free-to-play, whilst I'm not a free-to-play, I wish in like a past lifetime I could have been that strong to be able to be free-to-play and the top ranks. That is insanely cool. So definitely rooting for Nezuko in my heart. But Rikazo, how can we not go for our Rikazo?
Right.
Especially someone who... someone like not like KJ, but like they don't pick the most standard units, right? They pick a few showstoppers as well. I think they picked some like other units like Wukong in the
both seem to be pretty aggro. Yeah, it seems that in chat right now, if, for those who aren't aware, in our Twitch chat right now, we have actually one of the color commentators for E7WC this year, Valky, who's been able to see a lot of the matches as well. So we appreciate you also providing some extra insight, saying that both Nezuko and Rikazo are free-to-play players. So
they're free-to-play.
Of course, they gotta be showing up on round 1, but.
This is gonna be hard.
It is.
What
it
do
really
you think?
I don't know. It's hard to say. Both of them had a lot of fun listening into their interviews. A lot of them, they just sounded very passionate and very excited. So I honestly, I'm down to just kind of like flip a coin, or what do I have here that I can flip? I don't have anything I can flip.
Flip yourself. Yes.
Yeah. I should have flopped out of the chair for effect there.
We'll go for Rikazo then, because global represent.
Rikazo for global representation. All right. And last but not least, D-Xander and Nekoboro. So,
D-Xander.
as we know, D-Xander, a lot of people know D-Xander. Nekoboro is also coming in from the JP server again. For JP and Europe, there were only 2 qualifiers there, or 1 qualifier from each. So, yeah. Very exciting. And I know there was some voting as well on YouTube and Twitch chat talking about which server will take it. Seems that people are hoping that Global will take it this year. They have yet to, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see.
Come on, Global. Yeah. Let's go. I feel like whilst I'm watching the matches, like I love how there's a photo attached to everybody's faces, and out of all the photos, the one I look forward to most is the menacing aura that D Xander presents to
He's
the
just got
table.
aura.
It is, yeah, he's got aura. Like you can feel that, like the JoJo kind of thing coming out from his back. So definitely, I am really backing that D Xander.
All right, we're gonna go for D Xander then. And here is our prediction for the first couple of rounds of matches here. So we have Hazama Ray, Gomialmi, Rikazo, and D Xander moving on into the first round. Again, the second players here, based on our guesses, will be going to the losers bracket and fighting off each other there as well. There is a chance for redemption. So it's a lot of choices here. I know it's hard to break down these players just at this early and this easily, but like, I mean, it's kind of fun. And hey, some people were saying, is there any way that we can, rightfully make our predictions and maybe secure some reward? Oh, I've got something for you right here. Look at that. The main match predictions event on Stove right now. You can go to Stove, look it up. There is a survey. You can win gold transmits no matter what. Always get the golden transmit, but you have a chance between 2 greater equipment charms or 1. So go fill out the survey. Like, people always asking, where's our survey? Where's our codes? Right here, right now. Be sure to fill that out. Get a chance for some free rewards. Again, you're always going to get a gold transmit. There's no reason not to. If you like Galaxy Pulls, if you like your Galaxy Pulls, you like your ML5 chances, right there. All right, we good?
I saw the comments. Where the energy? This is much better than I would.
Here's
take
the energy.
it.
I am the energy. I'm bringing the energy right now. All right. So you can't feel that. You can also get it from the daily watch events. Just saying.
Yeah.
Which if I pop into our great ongoing events, it's right here. You can watch your event for energy right now. You don't even need to make a guess. Right there. Bam. There's your energy. 50 per day.
Bam.
So. But yes, let's quickly drag back into the So this is our little bracket. Fingers crossed. I guess if you want to go fill out that survey with your guesses, you should do that now. Maybe after stream though. Actually, we need to have you here still. And speaking of being present and in the moment for a competition, Chu, how is your PvP prowess? How confident would you say you are?
Previously confident, now lacking confidence. I'm seeing the people in chat.
All right, so Chu, why don't we play some draft mode then, huh? Why don't we have you play some draft mode matches against some of the chatters? Shouters, you guys down for some draft mode? I'd be down to open up an arena right now. Let's do it.
I used to play draft mode quite a bit before, but I feel like it's quite changed since then, hasn't it? There's been more new units added, a lot of more different stats as well.
Yeah. Here's my placements right now. Don't look at that Stenny. She was completely ungeared. My mistake. But
look at that
we ended up taking it. We ended up taking it with a completely ungeared Stenny. We don't talk about that. All right, I'm gonna just put this in here. No password, just as E7.
Wait, was that a no skin Stenny that I just saw?
I like the short hair. All right, that's all I'll say.
Gimmick.
I have the skin tickets. I can do it, but I don't. I kind of like the general Stenny.
Gimmick.
Hey, don't call me out for that.
What about the feet?
Oh, there's somebody here already. Let's get you up and ready here. Do you need me to invite you in, or?
Could you? No, actually, I will find my way.
Somebody sniped us in. A familiar face, in fact. I'll get a few minutes to let chat get on in, and then Chiu, if you want to also think of a question to ask the chat, and then have whoever types it into the in-game chat, whoever gets it right, will then be playing against you. How about that?
Oh, okay. How do I find Draft Arena again? Is it?
It's you can find it through the mock battles.
Okay, so I go to World.
And it's just E7.
Okay. As for a question, can I ask my question?
Let's wait for a couple more minutes to see if anyone else wants to come in here.
Okay. Is
Chat?
it Awesome 3? Yeah.
Yes, it is. Lobby is just E7. Pretty easy to get in here. Come on in.
Oh God. That's a really strong name.
It is somebody. Just in case we want to shuffle it out, or if you want to try taking him on, we can. You're here in No Skills, is that correct?
That's me.
Sounds good. Let's see it here. More minutes here.
Dang,
How did I get
that's
that
some
Luna
pretty
sticker?
borders.
That was a redemption code from the E7WC. I do not know if the coupon is still active currently, but if you have the ability to redeem the coupon code, it is all caps Luna Spear.
Oh, is it still ongoing?
I'm unsure
I
if
thought I
that
missed it.
entirely. It might have expired, but doesn't hurt to check. That was the code. All right, we have a few
Doesn't
more
hurt to
people in
check.
here, so I think that if you want to ask your question now, again, in the chat here, this one right here, whoever answers choose question will be playing against her.
Okay. All right, I've asked it.
There you go.
Very hard question.
Ooh,
Ooh!
Wow,
That was quick.
that was fast. Dang, on top of it. All right, Shadow V. And we have draft mode on here. Let me just swap the background here. Do I have any of the beach themed ones? Let me take a look here. I think I do.
Wait, hold on a second.
What's that?
I don't think it's blue.
You don't think it's blue?
I don't think it's blue. I think there's a second answer there that is,
That's
I
correct.
was very impressed for a second.
So it is Who Dis Guy?
I think it's red. I don't remember myself, but I just went and checked and I think it's red.
All right, we'll run with that then. We'll run with that then.
Someone has some explaining to do.
Certainly not me. You asked the question. There's me. Pink hair girl is red. All right, I guess, well, if you guys are ready up, let's just get our first draft mode match going. And again, Who Dis Guy? No cheating, no peeking. You might not be able to hear any audio. We're having a couple of technical difficulties. We appreciate you guys for being patient with that. But yes, someone said, I said red for fun. Well, now you get to have fun. So I get to watch this amazing match going on. Oh, I wonder what's going on here.
No!
Someone stole your ran. I was about to say.
No! Alright, we're redeeming this.
Are we? All right. It does seem that the exclusive equipment has now also been added for Last Piece Karin as well.
Oh no.
You can make this work. Yeah. Going Armin? Why not, right?
Staple pick. The one unit that took out Light in what the old
Indeed.
finals. Ooh.
There's somebody there. There's someone there. Someone's saying, "Where is your cleave?"
Where is my cleave? It's gone to Who Dis. Alright.
Herbie, good choice. Someone's saying the G Armin incident. What have I missed out on here?
The G Armin incident.
Oh no, what have I missed out on?
Oh, this is a hard one. Two good choices. Let's do this.
Ooh, dang, they really got the whole setup there.
That right side.
That's a little nutty.
Wow.
Well, time to cross some fingers, I think. Ooh, going for the double opener setup here.
Alright. Oh, surprising they let the DJV through. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you don't really have anyone who has barriers, though, so the barrier flip won't be doing too much, but...
Oh, wait, I forgot. I forgot to check what artifact he has. I use him as an anti-ran because he has that artifact.
I believe he has Eternus on.
Ooh.
So, this Arby's gonna be interesting. This Arby does have double-edged crescent, so it does seem to be more of a focused evasion unit after getting that buff for a couple turns. But we'll have to see.
Are you an RB user yourself?
I am not. I have not. Oh, here she comes.
Let's
That's
go.
one stun. That's one. And the Arnell out of the stun.
Arden doing
goodness.
Arden things.
All right. Sort of Summer Twilight. No Arnell here, at least. All right. Armin, will Armin do her job? She did evade there. Another counterattack. Uh-oh. Here she comes. Maybe you were thinking about doing the Armin cleave this whole time. Maybe, just maybe. Here
There
comes
was the content creator draft mode cup.
CCP,
I remember
that's
playing
right.
with my I remember playing with my teammates, and they told me whatever you do, pick Armin, because for some reason she always works for you.
100% counter. That's not true. My Armin lost. I got like 4 stuns and then I lost.
You gotta be an Armin whisperer.
That's true. Oh, here comes Arby.
Here comes Arby.
Here comes Arby. No souls, but here comes the approaching ruin. Big damage about to come out here. No
God,
hit.
that
That's gonna be a
violence
counterattack,
invading.
but are we gonna dodge in return? Yes, we are.
Oh.
Double-edged crescent here. This is gonna be something. Who this guy's got? Basically, you just have Violet to to rely on here.
It has happened before. Has happened.
True. I won't deny it. It's time to eat up and get going. I think.
Gotta shut down that liar before I.
Oh, just going straight. He's gunning it. Wow, that's a lot of damage.
Oh.
Good hit. Oh, there we go. Oh my God, you're right. Whoever said that, you're right. Here she comes again. Oh.
I'm sorry.
Oh goodness. Ugh. Goodness. Someone said, "There's no evasion."
no
You know,
evasion.
I saw some white numbers earlier, but
Yeah. But against Armin, there's no evasion.
maybe.
There's nothing in her way.
All right. So, do you want to go for one more round here?
Yes,
All right.
I am. I love this.
All right. One more trivia question for the chat then. How about it?
One more trivia question.
If you need one, I can also put it in.
Ooh, what about? Because I actually didn't remember this myself, so I need some confirmation. Ooh, I think that's light.
Potentially. Let me double check. I'm gonna cross check this one just because I have all my information available here, right? I did put in
it's
the
12
percentages,
HP.
but I want to make sure that I have it all right myself. Again, I did write some things a little oddly last time, so I just want to make sure I'm not paranoid about it. For some reason, my page is in Japan. Someone's saying speed.
Speed.
Close enough. Let's see the numbers here. It's all in Japanese. That's correct. Light is correct.
Yay!
Let's get him in.
Actually, no.
Yes, but
no.
no. Now we cross fingers. All right.
This-
Light, as you know, no looking, no peeking, no peeking.
Can't take him out in normal RTA, so I gotta use.
Look, the playing
Ooh!
fields are evened. All right, so
Okay, I've been hearing a tech that Sir Light has been spreading around, and it's been quite annoying to deal with. So
see,
I'm
I
gonna
see.
take it from him. Yeah.
ah, interesting.
Candy Whisper no more. Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no.
It'll work out. We got this. Oh, there's an interesting build here on the screen. Someone asking, when will episode 5 get an AP exchange in mobs? Good question. I think it's a lot of more focus on. Oh, you brought the chat. You brought the chatty build. Very nice. I think right now, the biggest focus for episode 5 is mainly the Trinogenesis, right, more than the exchanges. But who knows? Maybe with the last couple of chapters that are released, we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see.
Oh god.
Who's this host here? This host is Chu. This is one of our many Epic 7 influencers. We always bring on a guest with one of our influencers. So, yeah. She's joining us today as one of our wonderful guests.
Gimmick,
Someone saying the
there's
Candy
no
Whisperer
cleave
always
units.
wins? Maybe.
There's no cleave units, but what do I do?
Um,
There's no cleave.
Good question.
What do these units do? What is a Sharoon? What is a Kayron? What is a Illinar?
What is a
This
what
is
is a
a
Sharoon? I don't think it's very nice to her to put it that way.
Lovely Sharoon, but I don't know what she does. Gosh, okay.
Don't give away your strategies too much.
Oh yeah.
And don't forget as well, on the draft mode screen, it does tell you what they do, technically.
It does.
It's a lot of interesting stuff going on here.
Okay.
Ooh, APOC. Old school.
Very old school.
So the question is, what do we do here? That is the big question. I can't wait to see what the choices are here. Candy ban.
Oh, he found the candy.
Can't whisper anymore, I guess. Uh-oh.
Hmm.
You get Senya to throw people behind, though. I think if she survives, that should be okay.
Oh, that Jaikise.
Oh, that's right. She replies uncounterable.
Oh,
On
no!
Senya.
You
On Senya.
Oh, no! I have a cleanse, right? Tell me I have a cleanse on
You
this,
do not have
on
a
this team
cleanse.
somewhere. Oh,
You-
wow.
That's a lot of damage.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's right.
Am I?
This is the chatty. This is the triple dual attack chatty. You've got this. You've got this.
All right, let's...
All right, so he's just sending
Let's
off
get
that.
her back up.
That's actually a smart call because that's also going to be able to. Sherman's going to be able to dispel all of those buffs away from haste there. That big barrier.
She will?
That's what her skill 3 does. She does a two. She does a
Ooh.
2-turn tick down. She was very helpful against Mediator Core back in the day because she was able to pull off the buffs that Mediator would put on, right?
Ah.
I personally run her on counter. Counter's fun with her.
Isn't her counter S1 quite strong? Like it does some
So
sort
what it
of...
does is that it applies Venom, and if it does apply Venom, it pushes back their turn by 1 turn.
Ah.
So it was a very good way to keep Mediator on her toes, or on his toes, basically.
Right, right,
Give me a big
right.
stun, no stun, and a counterattack. Oh no!
Resist!
And the dispel. Yeah, here we go.
Oh, Chatty coming in clutch.
Big chatty coming in clutch. Huge. The question is Light going to hold? Yes, he is. And he's going to go for that dispel as well. At least the damage reflection is going to be enough to give back some damage back on them. We'll have to see what happens. Big
Ooh.
duel from Chatty. Now the question is, did that manage to... Ooh, another dual attack there. Did that manage to set back haste by a turn? It did. So that's going to actually remove his blood or his grudge, which means that he's not going to be able to do more damage.
So
Going over to
if I put a counterattack stance up while she has a non-counterattack stance, does it
She
override
will, she'll
it?
get the buff, but it cleansed anyways. But
Ah, right.
it's going to be tough. It's going to probably strip off that gab. Oh, that's not good.
Oh.
And no provoke either. Just gotta pray that that Stendy duels again. There goes that again. Again, he doesn't crit, so he is taking some pretty hefty damage there from that damage reflection, but it's gonna be enough. Whittling away there, still has this Archdemon Shadow to take care of here.
That
Gonna go for the
Archdemon is
guaranteed
ramping
seal,
up.
does seal, and we're gonna get the follow up here too.
Oh
All
no!
right, some
My
debuffs off.
counterattack.
Oh, it does take off the counterattack. It looks like this is the Senya without much, what's the word? Without much investment
Gas.
into FRES.
Ah.
I think it's the effectiveness build, yeah. Oh, there she goes.
Winnable.
Winnable. I'd say so.
mhm.
The only issue here is now having to deal with Archdemon Shadow here. Just duel 40 times. Don't worry about it.
Venom?
No Venom. She did give the crit damage buff though. I don't know if your standing still has Chatty up, but Guardian Ice Crystal's pretty huge there.
Oh. We surviving.
Okay. Oh, counterattack. That doesn't remove the seal. Or seals don't block counterattacks. We'll have to see what happens here. It's gonna be pretty close. Another duel.
Surprisingly.
Oh. I think Haste is active, right? Yes, he is. So it's probably gonna. Yep. Here comes everybody. Here comes everybody back.
No, get me out. No. Why can't my Arabi do that?
Well, she can do one. Don't worry. You just gotta dual attack 40 times with Stenny here. It's great. It's gonna be great.
Easy.
And you have crit damage buff too, so some pretty good stuff here.
Ah.
No splash, unfortunately.
Yeah. S3?
Yeah, because he only used S2. Is that Chatty back on? Chatty's back on!
Chatty!
Stenny's still here! Oh, that's a pretty big hit on. Oh, the good counter though! And the heal!
Ooh.
Stanny's not
She
hitting
gets
too hard.
invincibility. Oh my god, Jay Kisei.
Oh, that did apply. Oh, that chatty's not gonna stay on. Gotta pray. Oh, she's looping again. Not enough. What's her skill turn at? 2 turns here. It's looking pretty brutal because it looks like that the Stenny's just asleep. She's sleeping right now, but she can lifesteal here a little bit. Oh, starting to get some good damage there.
Oh, it's a soul burn.
Oh, the soul burn too. Is that gonna be enough?
Oh!
F10 artifact. Oh, she's alive. Oh,
Oh,
so close.
Dang, that was
Hold on.
close.
Not over just yet. Okay, it's over. I was gonna say that could have been a pretty clutch counterattack, but
I think I counted like what, once?
you
Twice?
counted twice, I think. So that was close. Whew. Okay, those were our matches for today then.
I have tasted the world of standard.
That was pretty interesting to see, though.
Yeah.
And yes, to Who This Guy, send me a message as well on the official Discord, and I can get you something as well for playing today. Thank you. Everybody, thank you for joining the lobby. Unfortunately, that is all the time that we do have for today, though. What a stream, and what some matches, too. It was a lot of fun today. Chu, thank you again so much for coming out today. If you'd like to take a moment to talk about where you stream, as well to shout out that amazing Twitch username you've got again, feel free to do so now.
Yep, I stream twice a week on Twitch. I play mainly Epic 7. I am trying to get back into the groove of RTA, so please come visit me at twitch.tv/senpai and tell me how great Cleve is. Yes, thank you.
And yes, that is just Senpai as it is, SENPAI. Somehow got the name. Very exciting, very exciting for that. And as you guys know, we will be back in 2 weeks with our next Orbis Overdrive. But tomorrow, day 1, main matches of Epic 7 World Cup 2024. Be sure to show up for that at 8 p.m. PDT. Super exciting for that. Going to be a lot going on, and there's also going to be a couple of other things we might be also announcing in the near future. Maybe we'll have to see from our end here, from the Epic 7 Global team. Stay tuned. Be sure to watch our social media as always. We're always happy and excited to present you guys with new things. So, as always, we do thank you for your time. Chu, once again, thank you so much for your time today. Any last thoughts? Any last words, Chad, as well, before we send you guys off for our raid?
Good luck on the Ada and Illinois pools, everybody.
Yes, good luck to everybody. Certainly, we'll be trying to pull a couple here. Maybe I'll wait until maybe we'll wait until the next stream, but we'll have to see. And yeah, that is about everything we have for today, though. You might want to stick around just for a little bit longer. We do have a little extra thing to present after the stream here as we close, but this has been Orbis Overdrive. Thank you guys once again so much for tuning in. This has been Gimmick, and I hope to see you guys soon. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
And we're sending it! The soul
Oh,
burning.
and the prime!
It's 80% respectively between the stun and the D-break.
That's not who's important here. Galileo says, I
the
need
lead
to
into
take
Orbis.
down this tank right here.
Oh my god, I
Choose
bet
your
the Spanish
target.
audience
Who
is
is it gonna be?
freaking out right now.
Specimen says!
Oh,
Even against Senya! The warship is here though! And it's survive! And it blows her up instantly! And we're sending it! The soul burning.
Oh, and the prime!
It's 80% respectively between the stun and the D-break.